Yo, this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we're talking about why, oh why, Dave, did you choose Iceman? You betrayed us, you don't love us, whatever. That's obviously not true. So, here's why I chose Iceman. One, because I love Iceman. He's my number one champ, he's always been my number one champ. Anyone who watches my channel or subs to the channel and actually watches it will know that's my favorite. It's no surprise for a lot of these people. Now, I thought this challenge would have really pushed people to think a little bit differently, maybe dig into their roster a little bit and take a look, but it turns out a lot of people were just really angry about it. People were really mad. Now, there are things like Cold Snap, which I understand people will look at that and say, well, that's just going to be me losing health without getting hit and stuff like that, and that is no fun, that's not skill, and I get that. But fact of the matter is that there are other options to go up against Iceman, and those were options that people didn't use. And I think that largely has to do with the fact that there are these tier lists out there that tell you that these are the best champs, these are the ones that you have to upgrade, this is what you have to do if you want to progress in the game, and those champs are the ones that can do everything, and if you don't have those champs, you can't do anything. And I really think that whole thing just kind of breeds a lot of hate and anger, because if the role doesn't give you the right champ, then you're just angry, and Kabam doesn't treat you the right way. And while, yeah, those particular champions do take care of endgame content, there are other champions that can counter people like Iceman, for example. And if you put all your units and all of your upgrades and your gold and your resources into upgrading just god tier and tier list champions, you might not have any other champions ranked up. And I've heard a lot of that in the comments. They're saying, hey, I don't have a ranked up Doc Strange, I don't have a ranked up Scarlet Witch, I didn't think that I needed them. Why do you think that is? Iceman is a very unique type of fight. You have to bring in the right type of champion. Now, you don't have to bring in the right champion. Now, people will say, oh, as long as you have a Mephisto or a Bishop or a Sabretooth, then you'll be fine. And while that's true, there are many other options. There are options like energy resistance, there's options like healers or people that do shock damage so you can get around that, safeguard, true strike, like, a class advantage. There's all different types of things that you can do to get around this. Now, people will say, well, Dave, hey, you know what you did that video about Ice Phoenix? You are a hypocrite. Hypocrite Dave. Nah, I don't think so. That was a very different fight, okay? That was, yes, unavoidable damage. They are both unavoidable damage, and I am not a fan of it if you cannot counter it properly. And that was the whole thing about the video. Now, Ice Phoenix was doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and they nerfed her after the video came out. So a lot of people didn't really see how bad it actually was. And here's the kicker, it was heal block. You couldn't take like a Ghost Rider in there and try to reverse it and get some judgments and heal. You couldn't take Wolverine in there and try to heal. You just could not get around it. Now, I was missing a few things there. I didn't take an energy resistant champ. I didn't try to go in with a tech. I didn't try a couple of different things to try to overcome it. I was a little bit angry about it too, so I put that out there. Now, again, it was incomplete, so we shouldn't really stick too much to that. Now, this Iceman isn't as bad as that. You do have heal, because there is no heal block node, and you can take in a multitude of different champs that counter Iceman. I put out a list on Twitter, I talked about it in my actual video, and my video is all 4 stars except for the 5-star Archangel that I put in there on accident. It still would have been the same with the 4-star Archangels, really no big deal. But yes, I used 4 stars in that video. There were 4-star rank 5s, but if you put that out there, people will ask you about, well, what about rank 4s? And if you do it with rank 4s, and people with rank 3s will say, well, what about us? And if you do it with rank 3s, people with rank 2s will say, well, what about us? It's like a Michael Jackson song. They don't really care about us. Anyway, moving on. So, I wanted to create something that was challenging, something that would challenge the status quo, something that would make you think more than once about this particular fight. I didn't want anybody to steamroll it, and that has nothing to do with making money for anybody. I wanted it to be a challenge. I'm an old school gamer, bro. Like, I used to play, Super Mario, I used to play Contra, I used to play all the hard games. I played Secret of Mana, I died a bunch of times, had to go back, grind, figure it out, get the right strategy, use the right magic, that kind of thing. And I wanted it to feel something like that. And if you guys remember Maestro, dude, I went on that left lane in 5.4.6 and went against that Arc 2.0 Iron Man. Dude, That was ridiculous. I went up against him so many different times and couldn't pass him because I didn't have the right roster. And I just had to get stronger, go back, retry, and then I was able to win. And same thing with Maestro. There's a whole video about this from Kabam when they put out the anniversary video. All the content creators all said the same thing when I finally beat Maestro, when I finally figured it out. Because hey, guess what? Arc 2.0 was like a money grab. That was like, oh, how do I get around that? And then people figured it out. They got stronger, they upgraded their champs, they used, champs that really helped them out, and it worked. People overcame the challenge, and they were like, you know what? That was pretty cool. And guess what? If you look at the comments on the video, yeah, there's a bunch of haters on there, of course. And a lot of those haters hated before they even tried the thing out. But there's people that were like, dude, this was great. I figured it out. You helped me find a new champ I didn't know how to use. I used a different strategy. Hey, did you know that Luke Cage was great for this? Who knew? So on this channel, you've seen different tutorials. You've seen how to parry, how to bait, how to intercept, how to fight stun immune, and I wanted all of those things to be used in this fight. Now, Cold Snap does do a lot of damage, but that's where the strategy part comes in. Who can you pick in your roster? Who has that energy resistance? Who has the right tools to make you survive in that fight so that at the end, you can take that little bit of health that you have and use the tools that I've taught you to still pass it. It's an endurance challenge, it's a skill fight, and yeah, some of you say, well, there's nothing skillful about Cold Snap. Well, I mean, strategy, again, is part of the skill. So if you can survive the Cold Snap, how far can you get? And if you can't survive the Cold Snap, what can you do to survive it? Can you get a boost? Can you boost up your health? Can you boost your health and damage? What can you do? And if you can't do any of that stuff, perhaps, maybe, it wasn't time for you to do a boss rush challenge. Some of you will be, sour or whatever, and you'll be like, I never learned anything from you, blah, blah. Doesn't matter, I don't care. People that learned, do you really think that I would teach you a bunch of stuff and then give you an easy steamroll, rollover challenge? That's not how teachers work, man. So anyway, that's the way that I did that. Now, talking about the community, the negativity that this community has built over the last year and a half is astounding. It's astounding. Yes, you can be upset about something. Yes, you can say bugs are there, this is really hard. Alliance wars, this is really hard. Piloters, this is crazy. But you get to the point where you start to communicate things in a negative way. And once it gets negative enough, you start making personal attacks. I mean, some of the most vile things I've seen on YouTube since I've been on YouTube are in the comments because I decided to choose my favorite champion of the game that excites me, the game that I play every day, my favorite champ. I'm getting super vile personal attacks, wishing death on me, my family, my daughter, my mom, all that. I mean, really, is that necessary? And actually, I'm actually pretty disappointed, man. I thought you guys would have been really excited about this and rise to the challenge and figure things out. And to a point, there are videos that have come out within 24 hours of people beating this. There are multiple videos of people figuring out how to beat the boss rush challenge, how to get around Iceman. People are figuring this stuff out and they put it out there. It's not impossible, and you can straight see that. It's not a money grab. It was something that they put together with us as content creators, representing the community. Some of you will think that we don't represent you, and that's fine. It's fine. It's your opinion. And that just is what it is. It's just disappointing to see that people are just so unwilling to try something new and just complain. There's lots of people that think it's cool to jump on and attack Kabam personally and attack, Adora and Mike and all the other people. Yeah, sure. I've met Adora. She's cool. The other people are cool. They were nice people. There's really no reason for that. If you're upset with the company, you want to say that they don't know how to handle their business, their affairs, great. That's fine. That's your opinion. It doesn't need to be personal attacks. My personal opinion, but whatever that means to you is fine. I just think that we maybe need to move away from that and start looking at different aspects of the game while still holding their feet to the fire and making sure that they still deliver quality, but it doesn't have to be done like assholes. Anyway, that's my thoughts. That's why I chose Iceman. Some of you liked it, some of you didn't, some of you loved it, some of you hated it. It's just what it is. It's part of the game. I personally don't think that every single bit of content should be beaten by everyone. And with that, I have a question for you. If you started a brand new account tomorrow, when exactly would you expect to be able to beat a boss rush? Go ahead and put your answer down in the comments below. I'm really curious about what you think. and what others think and see how they differ across the board. When should you be able to finish a boss rush challenge and get the same rewards as veterans? Question. Just answer it. Wondering. Anyway, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, some of you won't, and I'm pretty sure that that's true, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment. Well, you could press subscribe. Some of you pressed unsubscribe. Some of you did, I guess. But anyway, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.